hit the button.
All right. So, first things first. How's everyone doing?
Everyone.
This is everyone as in
The
whoever
two of
watches this video,
us.
the two of us and whoever just happens to stumble upon this video. But we are leads and pure. Um, so traditionally we are hardcore players, but we have a specific challenge for ourselves to where we want to two-man every single dungeon all the way up to 60. All right. We've done a decent amount of characters. The highest we've gotten was level 48, which just so happens to be our last characters that we were on. We were grinding for eons to get, certain things, potions, recipes, blacksmithing, tailoring, enchanting, the whole nine, to run our last four dungeons that we were gonna do until 60, and then do a BRD run. And those characters are no more. All right. So what had happened was we went to Elwyn Forest. Leeds was on a priest. We decided to level defense. Walked away from the keyboard for 2 minutes. Come back. We're dead. It's as embarrassing as it sounds. It's just a game of life in World of Warcraft. Anything can happen. Even at level 59 and 1 XP away from 60, if someone dies, it's a wrap. So characters are dead. We decided to do things a little bit differently this go around. What we plan on doing is still a hardcore challenge. However, we are deciding not to record all of the data, and we're gonna do the recordings on just the instances itself. Um, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's we've been playing hardcore for many years, like pretty much since its inception, maybe a little bit after its inception, like with the OG Discord server run by Cargos. I don't know if that dude is canceled now or something, but
Oh, he's still on. I've seen him streaming hardcore.
okay. Yeah, so like he made the whole hardcore thing along with other streamers happen. It was all like the honor system and doing it yourself. There was no official servers from Blizzard, so it was really just you had to record every single second of your gameplay, um, and your characters had to always like be in party. They always had to be in the same exact zone. There was a lot of different rules for duos, and we followed those many times. We've died many times. Typically not in dungeons, just when we're really trying to push the limits of this game, and to do that, you need to do what we call sus shit, which is like killing mobs that's like 7 levels higher, killing elites that are like 3 or 4 levels higher. Just doing a lot of farming in very high level zones, just because we need materials to make like the gear that is literally at level to what we are. Typically the way these games work is it's pared down, as in you'll get to level 50 and you'll be questing an area that if a green drops, it'll be level 45. So to push that envelope, if we're killing rares, which is a guaranteed green drop, we can't just kill the rares that are our level. We have to kill rares that are like 7 levels above, like 5 to 7 levels above, to get greens that are exactly our level. And typically, this is what we need to do to have a shot in these dungeons, since we're two manning them. And then the big thing, the big discrepancy between the OG hardcore rules and the Blizzard servers are trading. So in the OG rules, everything was solo self-found. It was more of a you against the game mentality to see if you can brew or get to 60 without the help of anybody else. And then the servers came out. Now you can just run dungeons, you can trade, you can do whatever. But just to add an extra level of challenge, we want to stick to the OG rules of solo self-found. So We're literally on the original um, hardcore server, Bloodsail Buccaneers, where there's 31 people online right now on Alliance side, so it's a super dead server. It gives us more access to rares and such because not too many people are killing them, and kind of gives us that true OG experience where it's not a hardcore server. So we do have to self-impose the rules, which we have done. Even in stupid deaths like drowning or dying to level ones, we always just delete the characters and all that. Um, but yeah, I kind of feel like we said, recording everything doesn't lead to that exciting content. No one's gonna sit there and watch us run around in circles farming for hours and hours and hours. The exciting part for both ourselves and for any random person watching, I feel like, would be actually running the dungeons, and then we can, maybe just talk a little bit more about what we did leading up to that next dungeon. We kind of break down like, okay, here's where our professions are at, here's like what we farmed, here's what the gear is at, and all that. So you'll still have that continuity of, where did that piece of gear come from? We can go through it and list every single thing.
Yeah.
But just not have to feel like we have to record every single second. Maybe we'll just like turn the recording on for like 5 seconds if we get some cool drop or something. But other than that, it should just be dungeons. But yeah, so that's the plan with these characters. We got No and So out here. We've been many different iterations of names. You already know that this is a dead ass server if you can get names like that.
Our last characters were Cleave and Heal, so if that's to put in perspective of of the naming choices you can get, I mean, Cleave is probably obviously taken on any server that is a higher population than 30 individuals.
Yeah. And yeah, so highest we got to was 48. We're hoping and praying that this is the last one because those characters took around 200 hours.
Yeah.
To put into perspective how long this shit takes, it's, maybe 10% of that is in dungeons and 90% of that is farming / questing. And then I think the other big rule that we're going to shift is in the OG rules, you had to only run a dungeon once. So it's supposed to be like preventing you from just farming them. So in the OG rules, you could run with 5 other people if you found 4 people to run with. However, you can only run it once to try to discourage people from getting really huge upgrades and just kind of breezing through to 60. Like, yeah, you can die in dungeons, but it's not that likely with a full 5-man group. So we've kind of decided that we did that for the last characters, the ones that got to 48, because we were trying to stick to the OG rules. But since we're already kind of breaking the not recording everything rule and stuff like that, there's no real point in only doing dungeons once. We're already doing this challenge of, not only are we 2-manning dungeons, but one of our biggest things is we don't want to just go into every single dungeon at like max level. So we're not walking into Dead Mines at like 24 or 26.
26 is the max level for Dead Mines.
So
like we like to stay relatively the same or a little bit higher level of the boss, like 1 or 2 levels above the boss. So in like ZF once, and if we do get to that point, you'll probably see us entering ZF at 49 or 50, and the last boss is 47. So
yeah,
we still want to make it super challenging for us.
because I think this challenge would just be a walk in the park if we were just to run Dead Mines at 26, run Wailing Caverns at 24. I guess we'd have to run Wailing Caverns first at 24 and then Dead Mines at 26 and just go all the way down, run Sunken Temple at 60, it technically is in its level range. So that I think would be certainly doable with 2 people. So to really make it more of a challenge, the not running a level cap is a big part of our self challenge. And then I think to go along with that, we're gonna even though we can run dungeons multiple times, what we're saying, we're not going to farm them forever. It's not going to be,
Yeah.
we're not going to be running dead mines at 26, 27 in case we didn't get a drop. We'll do it a couple of times basically, and then if we didn't get it, we'll move on. I don't think going back and ensuring we get the best piece of gear would be that fun to watch. We want to leave something up to chance.
Yep.
But with that, yeah, we're gonna not stream everything.
Record it.
Probably literally the next time you'll see these characters is gonna be at level 20 going into dead mines, maybe 21 or 22, but I think 20 is a decent point
Yeah.
for
Or if we
bears.
get a drop like Swiftest Potion or anything like that, then
True.
we'll obviously turn the recording on and show the log of where we got the dropped item, and then turn the recording off. So you might see a clip of us for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. So I'm out here. Bye.